Vice President Mike Pence is coming over to Florida, and he wants to discuss the future of the theme parks, because the Florida tourist industry is quite vast when it's going, and it brings in an awful lot of revenue to the USA. They need to do it as safely as possible. So some of the first things that's going to happen is exactly the same as what's going to be happening right now and what they're getting ready for in Disney Springs. Little by little, the area is going to completely open up with all the restaurants, with all the eateries, with all, I guess, eventually entertainment's going to come back, and all the other shops and Disney shops and the private traders and everybody else around there. It's a vast complex for anybody that's actually been there. And as I say, eventually they're going to incorporate exactly the same tactics to all the theme parks as well. One of the first things that you do beforehand is you will get a temperature check, and you will have to wear masks. If you don't have any masks, there is no guarantee on this, but Disney may indeed provide them. I think it's also in their best interest to actually have those disposable masks, but it might be a good idea to bring your own mask beforehand. The only time when you won't need to wear them is when you're eating. And then I sort of think to myself, does that sort of defeat the object or not? I mean, you've got to eat, haven't you, obviously? So you're going to start getting the experience. They'll have the music switched on and everything. The next part is the washing of hands. So prior to going into the park, there'll be stations for washing your hands, and gel stations, hand gel sanitizers. It's going to be prior to you coming into the park and as you are wandering around the park as well. There's going to be cleaning of handrails, benches, seating, tables, restrooms, especially restrooms, elevators, escalators, anywhere that you touch. Again, it's all going to be incorporated into the theme parks as well. And something else they're going to have to need to do is when you've got any guests going up to any of the cash registers, so they need to somehow sort of isolate those. I guess they'll probably have some sort of glass partitions around those. And of course, the other thing as well is keeping everybody a safe distance apart as well. So when the theme parks open, one of the things that you will have to be doing is when you're in a queue, the queue will take as long as it would have normally taken. It's just that it will look longer because you will be keeping your safe distance, which, what is it? It's 2 meters, isn't it? And that's what you'll be doing. Before getting onto the rides, there may be an app that you'll be using. So basically you download this app, which should be easy enough to do for everybody, whether you're Android or whether you've got an iPhone or whatever. You should be able to download this app. Once you've got it, you then go into a virtual queuing system. I think a lot of people have used this sort of thing before, and I think they do a similar thing with fast passes as well. But otherwise, this is a virtual queuing system, and you'll know a particular safe time for you to come back. So there'll be a window open for you to come back to that ride or attraction, and then you get into the line and you get on. The other thing as well, and this is going to be happening everywhere, there's going to be a reduced amount of people coming into the park. I do know in Shanghai Disneyland that they had a 30% capacity, so they quite likely could be doing something very similar in the Disney Springs, in the Magic Kingdom Epcot, the studios, as well as the Animal Kingdom as well. There's no mention of any water parks yet, and I would imagine they may be some of the last things to open because people do get very, very close in those. Being outdoors is an important thing as well, and Florida is one of the greatest places for this as well, being able to be outdoors. Disney Springs, there's a lot of outside seating anyway, so I guess that you'll probably order your food however you do from safe distances. It'll be brought to your table, you come and collect it at a specific point in time, and you sit at your tables, and that's when you can remove your masks. I did mention on an earlier upload that once the theme parks do start to gradually open up, I think they want to try and get as many rides and attractions open as possible, but there won't, to begin with, be any parades because this brings a lot of people together. There won't be any fireworks, again for the same reason, or any of these shows in amphitheatres or any of the indoor shows. That won't be happening yet, but you'll get all the atmosphere of Disney once you walk into the places with not quite so many people, which is good news for the people that are there because you won't have so much queuing to do. That's for the people that are living in the United States of America at the moment. Nobody else can go there. So we're looking somewhere down the line, and hopefully it's not going to be too long when somebody does come up with a vaccine or some other way of us actually being able to deal with this one way or another. The United States of America doesn't want to keep everybody away. They don't want to keep tourists away, especially from Florida and places like that, because we do bring in an awful lot of revenue to them, a great deal of revenue to them. And they also want the rest of the United States obviously coming to these places as well. So as soon as it's safe enough for us to be able to do this, then it should be okay from there onwards. Anyway, everybody, stay safe. Thank you very much for watching my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so you'll be up to date with all my latest uploads. Keep washing your hands. See you all very soon on YouTube. Cheers.